Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. I want to talk about Star Citizen server problems and record-breaking funding that's happening oddly simultaneously. Star Citizen Alpha 3.9.1 and Fleet Week has seen a host of problems with its deployment, back-end services, and server issues. Also, Star Citizen's funding has been absolutely off the charts in the last couple of quarters. I wanted to have a bit of a rant and discussion about some of the failures and successes with Fleet Week 3.9.1 and Star Citizen's funding. Fleet Week started on the 22nd of May, and we also saw a free fly event which sort of happened at the same time, although it was a bit delayed until the next day because of a load of server problems. And that free flight event and Fleet Week is still on until the 2nd of June because they sort of extended it a little bit because of those issues. However, there were lots of issues with players not being able to log in and getting stuck on the character creation screen and not having access to ships properly, and that's sort of like thrown in with the general alpha bugs of Star Citizen anyway, and some of these issues still haven't been solved. There were various work and hotfixes going in to help some of this, and lots of this stuff has been fixed, at least for some people. However, there are still various issues, and for some, they're still unable to log in and still haven't been able to experience Fleet Week or the free fly event because of this, or they've tried for one day and then they went, not for me, it's obviously not working yet. Moreover, since last night, so the evening of Saturday the 30th of May, there's been a huge portion of the player base that have been unable to log in at all again. So they keep on getting error, CIG services, 15.007 or 16.007 errors, account data update failed, synchronizing account data with the game, network either failed or timed out. Now, there is a little help page from CIG about this, but even when I went through all those help steps with all my accounts, I still couldn't get it on. This appears to be problems with the login servers, of which Europe seems most affected by some significant margin, at least at the moment. You can get on if you keep trying sometimes, but I've been able to get around it using a VPN and just connecting from the US. I'm in the UK, I pretend I'm in the US, and it works fine, at least for me being able to get into the game, though my mate Zen still couldn't get online when using a VPN. I'm not sure if that was something more specific to him though, but I did try it on a few different accounts on a few different computers. I saw a post with workarounds changing your host file or changing your login.json file, which I will link below, but grabbing yourself a VPN is my recommendation. I am a shill for NordVPN. I'm BoredGamer, but a free VPN will work too, so feel free to use a free one to see if it works for you. Apparently some people can actually have this fixed just by verifying files or by resetting their accounts. That's just some options for you there. However, people that have actually played during Fleet Week and got into the free fly do seem to be having a good amount of fun. Obviously, Star Citizen is very pretty. There's some cool stuff to rent. There's the UE Navy big boys flying around as well, and that event is still on. Fleet Week has been a huge financial success for Cloud Imperium. May 2020 by far is the best month for funding and pledges that Star Citizen has seen. It looks like it's hitting around 15 million just for that month. Just for May 2020. Ships that went on sale with limited amounts sold in within minutes or in some case seconds. In fact, since the end of 2019 and November, Star Citizen's funding has further exploded beyond what it already was. CitizenCon obviously contributing to that to some degree, but I can't really work out why it's sort of consistently and started to make so much more money month on month now. The recent free fly week and sale, that's a massive success financially and obviously contributed to that, but that's come with not having a particularly stable patch, to be honest. Lots of people can't get on. A lot of people that were trying Star Citizen out for their first time weren't able to experience it, and that's a lot of money effectively lost in the short term for CIG. Contributing to some of that success though, there've certainly been a few larger streamers and content creators playing Star Citizen. Wacky Jackie, Cyanide, Quebec, Level Cap, Robbers, creators like Morphologist have also started making extremely pretty videos, and they've got a lot of traction as well for looking just amazing. Star Citizen has been covered by various online media and content creators too, with even the more negative stories getting more eyes on Cloud Imperium and Star Citizen, and actually making the game a bit more mainstream or getting more of a mainstream following. Even things like the Crytek versus Cloud Imperium court case could have well given Star Citizen more exposure, and that's led to more advertising for the company and game. Lockdown as well might have contributed to this. Cloud Imperium can continue to develop and work remotely pretty well, and people are bored, they want entertainment, they want video games. It might also just be because the project is sort of like got to a critical stage, it's snowballing a bit, it's got a bit more traction, as it's quite an old project now, but it is starting to show off some progress and people quite clearly enjoy the game. With more backers coming on board as release dates for things like Squadron 42 look more potentially within months rather than years, though we still don't have dates for Squadron 42, so bear that in mind. Cloud Imperium also haven't really marketed much in the way of new concepts or straight-to-flyable ships for 2020, with just the G12 rover being the only entirely new offering in 2020. Sorry, I'm sort of ranting a bit, but this was supposed to be a bit of a ranty sort of conversation video. Something that might also have contributed to this funding explosion, at least for me, are that there are very few other games that have come out over the last couple of years that I particularly enjoyed. Doom Eternal, Apex Legends, Half-Life Alyx, Boneworks. Those are the ones that come to mind straight away, but there's been very few. I'm only really looking forward to at the moment Sons of the Forest, Cyberpunk, obviously Star Citizen, and Squadron 42. I'll check out New World once it comes out, but that's more because it's using the Lumberyard Engine. There's probably a couple of more, but there's not many, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And people with large disposable incomes, or mighty PCs, and spaceship sales, that all seems to work together quite well. Star Citizen's sort of like backer base is largely older gamers, or older than the average gamer, I suppose, and they do have larger disposable incomes. They do have jobs and families and other commitments that typically, not always, but typically give them less time to play computer games. And because Star Citizen's being built, I think that might actually appeal to a lot of people. I wonder how much money was spent on spaceships for Star Citizen during the SpaceX live streams that have been going on over the last few days. Also, congratulations to SpaceX for completing a ship docking procedure before the feature was in Star Citizen. I owe someone a $5. Anyway, if Star Citizen can make that much money out of an event that a large number of players weren't able to log in, and there were lots of problems with the beginning of that event, and there's still problems now, I suppose, and where they were only selling a portion of the ships they could have as well. They could have sold a load more limited hulls if they wanted to. They could have sold other ships that weren't just military or support focused or combat focused. There's a lot more that they could have done there, but they didn't. I think that with lessons learned from this and last year's Intergalactic Aerospace Expo and other sales that CIG have done, we could see some really, really, really quite profitable funding sessions from CIG now, with the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo at the end of November this year, likely to be bigger, and hopefully CIG will try and get a free fly without major server issues. I think that's what they sort of like want to evolve it into. The final form of fundraising for Star Citizen is being able to have these major events in game, and for everyone to actually be able to play them, the game be a lot more smoother and much more accessibility to players. Bam, you get in, you can see how cool it is. And then Star Citizen could become a lot more mainstream. And there's a huge amount of gamers and players out there that want to play something like Star Citizen if it was real to them, if it was tangible to them. And to have that tangibility, you need to have a sort of like free fly event or these big events, or release a product without issue. For me, I'm waiting on Squadron 42's release to judge whether Cloud Imperium can genuinely make the game of my dreams with Star Citizen as an MMO come true. Squadron 42 sort of represents the first full product that they will be releasing, though you could argue Theatres of War might be based on how their marketing goes. But if Squadron 42 is genuinely a great game, and you can see what they've put into it and how they've made it, and they go, this is how it's going to be applied to Star Citizen, then I think Star Citizen is going to be a genuinely unstoppable project when it comes to the sort of like finance and its longevity. We do know that CIG have been investing money in a marketing department and marketing for various things, but I haven't really seen what that's actually done in forms of, I haven't seen like ads on the internet or anything like that, unless it's sort of like stuff for Squadron 42's launch, or building ties with companies or something maybe. I don't really know, but I'm interested to know what you think. Will the cancellation of CitizenCon 2020 potentially see a dip in sales? Or is that an opportunity for CIG to do another big in-game event and potentially have something more stable to show as a free fly, Will Star Citizen keep making more and more money until it has all of the money in the world? What were your experiences of Fleet Week and the 3.9.1 alpha? Did you pick up any ships during the sale? Were you plagued with problems? Did you have no problems? Have you had a great time? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. In addition to my May monthly giveaway for an arrow, during Fleet Week I'm also giving away a Cutlass Blue with Star Citizen game package that Cloud Imperium Games have kindly given me for that very purpose. To be in for a chance of winning that, just comment on this video or any made during Fleet Week 2020 on my channel. I would love it if you share this video around, as it really does help me, as does support through the YouTube join button or Patreon for people that want to go further. Also, I'm a shill for NordVPN, which I recommend for added internet privacy and security. Also, if you're looking for a gaming PC, instead consider Shadow. They provide cloud gaming PCs that leverage the power of the internet and an affordable monthly subscription instead of having to maintain your own rig. Use the code BoredGamer for discounts, but you can find links to everything down below.